I'm a man with a mission. 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 I'm a man with a mission.
Hi, I'm Teresa Palmer.
Hi, I'm Stephen Cree.
I don't care.
Responding to your first tweets for the last season of Discovered Witches.
No idea what that's about. It's my violin. My violin. I'll put my violin here at the moment. My violin there. How you doing? There we are. That's good. So, what am I going to do? I haven't even decided what I'm going to do. I suppose I should carry on with Phi. I really should carry on with Phi. Hello, Hal.
Hello, Dino.
Oh, you're awake. That makes a change. Hal, open Phi project. You didn't like that little psyche comment, did you? Hal, open Phi project.
I am opening Phi project for you. I am opening Phi project for you. I am opening Phi project for you.
I do this every flipping time. Why? I changed the message so that Hal wouldn't. I changed the message so that Hal wouldn't wouldn't keep thinking, couldn't keep hearing itself and then answering the command that it's doing, but obviously it's still too similar. So as usual, we have to start the stream with a little bit of HAL maintenance. There we go. HAL. That's bright. Alright.
Hello, Dino.
Yeah, quiet, Hal. My word, you just want all the attention all of a sudden, don't you? So, when I said Hal open Fi project, I think I'm going to make it. You know what? If I say that, and I just say opening, that's the easiest way to fix that problem. Let's try that again, shall we? How? Open Fi project.
Opening.
How? Run Nugget window.
Running Nugget Windows Server.
Okay, cool. I don't have any HAL commands for getting the debug stuff going. Do 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 fi 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 fee fi fo fum. And so tail minus F execution stack state. And HAL run program. Huge chunk of errors. What's all that about then? Unexpected token class. Ah. HAL run program. That's it. So what I was working on last time, I needed to start making a thing here. Hold a rule definition to apply dynamic. Hello, Garcia. How are you doing? I almost saluted there, Captain Dini. Dini Dini. I know that song, you know. Dini Dini. In Game of Thrones, there's that thing of bend the knee. Or if my first name was Ben, it would be. I'd be bend a knee. Yes, but good. Fortunately, I am not called Ben. Oh, it's tempting to change my name just so I can go around saying, "I'm Ben Dini." But you could. Never mind. So anyway, right, where was I? I want to. How you doing? How you doing, Garcia? Ah, right. Well, of course. How? Play Garcia theme. Sorry. Yeah. Dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's the problem having musical instruments around, and I play them. Still, my stream, my rules. If you don't like it, here's the world's smallest phone. No. Oh yeah, it's pretty small on your screen probably. There it is. On my screen up there, it's about sort of this size. Anyway. So yes, where was I? I was here before all of that. Hold a rule definition to apply automatically. Now a rule definition consists of, I need a list of watches. I'm not talking about Rolex. Only the best for hypothetical examples, of course you understand. A hypothetical nonsense. So, yeah, what I can do is actually just look for the rule class. Not the ruling class, but the rule class. Hey Rui, how you doing? Yeah, everything is absolutely hunky-dory. Couldn't be better. The only cloud on the horizon is that I've got to do my accounts for. I always put that off. It's like, but other than that, everything's absolutely fine. Yes. How are you? So, what was I going to do? Oh, I already put it right. I already thought about this. I put the new class that I want to make right by the class other one. I need to have a vector of, oh, but that's a watch indices. If it wasn't the voice, you would not recognize me. The beard. Yes, I like wearing a beard. I don't think I'll not. I started wearing a beard like 2 years ago, I think it was, when I started work at Make Real. Not long after I joined Make Real, I decided to sport a beard, and then since then they've really become fashionable. I mean, it's like everybody's wearing beards. There are more people wearing beards than, well, men wearing beards than not, which is quite interesting how things change. So, watch indices. Get current watch current. That's states. Go to definition of state. Watches. A watch is a vector of expression items. So basically a watch is an expression item. So tell us, Rui. I never people pop in and I never really ask much about them. Just occurred to me I should probably. So which? Oh, don't start that. Oh gosh. There you go again. We don't always agree 100% eye to eye, me and Garcia. He's like they are not the last bastion of masculinity. I was just trying to figure out what the last bastion of do you know where the word bastion comes from? Look it up. Look up the origin of the word bastion. Sorry, that's all I'm going to say. If you're interested in the silly connection that just was made in my head, you could go do your own research. Dear. So if I do a rule, yes. So a rule template needs to hold. Yeah, something's troubling me with that. Oh no, right, because it's a list of watch. Yes, that's it. That's yeah, right. So when I copy the rule, I'm going to have to do something. It's an interesting theory of yours, though. You got me thinking. Psychology of people. There might be more to that than meets the eye. Anyway, so yes, so Rui, if you're still here, which part of the universe do you come from? Oh, blah, 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 blah. So what I want to do with the rule is I need to have a list of watches, which is a list of watch expressions. So we can use std vector expression Portugal. Wow. Well, at least it's a little bit closer to home. I should put a map up. In fact I think I will. I mean, I know there's a bit distraction, but that's what this stream is about. It's about distraction. So let's see. There must be a site for it. You know, map.com I suppose it's Google Maps. No, but I want to do map pin board online. I don't know. It's like world map pin board. No, that's actual real ones. I don't have room for that. Earth solar system lost around the Milky Way. I know. It stretches in a never-ending line. All right, so online pin board map, world map. You can see where I'm coming from here, because it's I have to keep track of these things. No, 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 in the cloud. No, I want one in the cloud. There's everything's in the cloud. Have I found something? There it is. If you want to start a business. In the cloud. Can you believe that? World map pinboard. It's all real world stuff. There isn't anything. World map on a board. And lots of ads as well. It's practically a whole page of ads. It's like filter and pin to a dashboard. Vintage world map. Map marker. There's a site here. www. Cabaret. Yeah, no. www.collaborationsuperpowers.com. And we could always go there if we want to. Pinboard non-woven canvas immediately makes me think of HTML canvas. Children's map, world art map pinboard. Is that incredible? I just want to have a online push pin world map. Oh, no one has done this? Well, I'm going to do it then, but shh. Don't tell anyone. It's a secret. I'm going to be rich. Pin maps. Create a map with pins. Maybe this is it. Online maps to pin multiple locations. Create from a spreadsheet. What's the price? Start now. Oh, it's only my soul. Can I log in with something? You don't have an account yet? Never mind. I tell you what. I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it. These days we overthink everything. I'm sure there's a better way. Hi, Zag. There's a much better way. A much better way of doing this. It is to go to Google. Here we go. We go to Google, and we go to World Map, and then we go to Images, and then we go to Tools, Usage Rights, Creative Commons licenses. Which Creative Commons license? It doesn't tell you anymore. And then I need a large blank a large blank map. A large blank map. This will do. I like this because it's a lot of blank on here, and then this is also good for sort of figuring out where places are. It'll improve my geography, which is pretty terrible. So let's just sort this out, because what I'm going to do is do a screen capture. Alt print screen. Yeah, it's a very exclusive club. People who watch Dino Dini. Dino Dini? Who watch Dino Dini streaming. You can belong to a very select group of people. Isn't that camera terrible? What's up with that? Properties. Configure video. It's like a ghost, isn't it? It's a really, this camera is a really horrible camera. Just for the default. With just a little boost in, that's better. This is the Dinomation minion map, or the Dominion, the Dino Domination Dominion map, or something like that. Anyway, and then what we do, because I said I was overthinking it, is we get the world's favourite. Oh, that's bright. The world's favourite, you know, art program, because it's simple and it's light and it's responsive and it's not, and I'm saying about nice things about a Microsoft product, even if it was made in 1832. So okay, now let's get serious here. It's very important. Oh, very, very important. You've got to you know what I feel about seriousness. Seriousness is a very important thing. If seriousness is a very serious thing, one should never take the piss of seriousness or make jokes about seriousness, because it has to be. If it's serious, it's serious. We don't make jokes. We don't go on incessantly. We're not sarcastic about it at all. So let's figure this out. So Garcia, you are somewhere over here. Now, this has to be done interactively. So you need to tell me if I guess. I have to figure out where you are. Now, I don't know which bit of Australia you're from. So right now, I'm just going to put a dot there. I'm pretty sure you're not there. That's a pretty small dot. There. Marxist Melbourne. Why? What is it with you? Everything's political. Even where you live, you make politics out of anything. It's just Marxist Melbourne. It's handy for you that it began with an M. I mean, you know, if it began with Q, what would you do? I don't know. It's like, okay, southeast. So Melbourne, I think, is here. I think, is it? So now, that's the thing, is I can't really correct this because there are no layers. So that's the problem. Is that okay? Now, this isn't going to work. Above well, I don't know where the hell Tasmania is. Oh, right, yeah, this is Tasmania. So this is where you are. Okay, close enough. So this is Garcia is over here, right? And now Rui, you're in Portugal. So as everybody knows, Portugal is just here. No, joking. Portugal is here. Where in Portugal? Is that like north or south? It's probably about as close a resolution as we're going to get here, to be honest. North or south? This isn't going to work because I can't move the dots. You know, so forget this. We're going to close the world's favourite sort of graphical program and open up something else instead. Top half of the rectangle. See, I like you, Rui. You're pragmatic. I like pragmatism. So this is another example of pragmatism, is that I'm actually, you know, not using paint here. So, oh, that's interesting. There is a border between two countries here that's a big river, a big lake, a huge lake, a lake that is massive in size. It's like bigger than Sicily. I wonder how they stop people going across the border there. Anyway, sorry, that's just idle thought. Now, what I can do is make a layer which I put over the top. So we say a new layer. New layer. And then say that's the one that I'm on, is this layer. And then if I take and so now I should be able to draw on top of the map, right? That's what one hopes. See, that's much better. We can make this work. So what I'm going to, here we are, and I can change the size of the dots as well. So what I'm going to do is make the dots really big. Then I don't need to. Doesn't analytics do that map thing automatically? Yeah, but it's impersonal. What use is that? You know. Now, oh, that's pretty useless. Hang on. All right. Now, that dot, which I can make any size I like, and I can adjust the size according to the importance of the person. I can adjust the size of the dot, I can reposition the dot, and I can know who this person is. In fact, you know, where you don't get that with the analytics, right? So yeah, I like this. So this one is Garcia. See? Look, how cool is that? Yeah, this is brilliant. This is so good. The technology behind this, and it doesn't even use a database. It's just, why my word, and it's scalable as well. It's so scalable. For the next 200 years, I'll be able to use this, because I'm never going to get more than about a handful of people ever watching me at the same time, am I? So I think that's absolutely brilliant. The right tool for the job. There you are, Garcia. Now, you were saying top half of the rectangle. So there we go. We'll just switch back to this. And yeah, that's really select. Oh, right, that. Is that it? Oh, come on. I hate this about this thing. It's so annoying. Alright. Delete layer. Okay, that was one thing. And then here I need to do this anchor layer. What happened to anchor layer? Oh, I'm hating this technology now. It was going so well, and now it's not going well at all. That's that. Why can we not have a graphical program, an art package or graphical manipulation program with a user interface that's intelligible? Can someone please tell me why we are not allowed to have this? We're not allowed to have it. Really annoying. Merge down. Oh right, that was a good guess. You don't. Oh. What color? We have to follow the protocols. Garcia, what color do you identify as? And I will change your color. You merely need to tell me the color. If you like, you can give me a fracking hex code if you want. You can have the whichever ruddy color you want. You can even have the ruddy color ruddy if you want that, which will be kind of red but a bit darker. Whatever you want, I'm absolutely fine. Come on, I'm waiting. No. Right, sorry. Calm down, Dino. It's not that important. Yeah. So here we put the top half of Portugal. So Rui, you'll be pleased to know that you cover half of the country that you live in right now. So that's good, I think. So there we are. That's Rui. Oh, look! Why is that not working? Like I said, there it goes again. These software packages, they're so bad. See, I did that before, and it didn't work. So here we are, Rui. You dark grey. You're just the most problematic colour you could think of, isn't it? I knew this was going to be trouble. Rui. All right, you want dark grey. You want dark. You know, he wants dark grey. Everybody. Okay, all right. You want dark grey. Look, well, some of Rui is in Spain. Look, I've got rid of you there. So that's one way of solving the problem. It's just not to have you on the map, and then we won't have. What was that? Which was it? 3333. Where's the hex notation? Oh, there is a place for that. 333333. I'm surprised you didn't go for 666666, frankly. But I mean, yeah, just. And look, there it is. This is. Look at that. What a lovely colour, Garcia. That's your colour. That's all yours. Hope you enjoy it. It's actually quite a nice effect, to be fair. Almost, but not quite black. Right. So and then we have Zag. Hey Zag, where are you? I think you're in North America, and Rui, are you okay with red? Because the problem is that now the default color for everybody is going to be red unless you identify as a different color. If you do, then I'll put a different color in for you. All right. So I hope that works. The size of your dot did increase, by the way. Teja. I have no idea where that is. I'm gonna have to look it up. Can you give me a clue? No, because I was also testing my geography, which is awful. So that's going to be. So where should your dot go? Tejas. And purple. I do like the colour purple. Yeah, there we go. With the effort you're putting, any colour is going to welcome. You see, that's what I said about you. You're pragmatic. You're Mr. Pragmatism. Yeah. Lovely. Yeah, so you want purple. Okay, so it's going to be my own interpretation of the colour purple, unless you give me a hex code. There's purple. So I still need to know where to put it. Tejas. The rules of this game, I wasn't going to look it up. So you have to give me a clue. See you, Rui. You have to give me a clue. Or I have to look it up. I could take a lead from Rui and be pragmatic and just look it up. I think I will. See how that works. We help each other in this world. Because I need to get on with my other thing here. I could just spend all day. So let's have a look. T-E-G-J-A-S. S. For some reason I thought you were... Oh, no. With an E. You live on an Indian single-engine 4th generation multi-role light fighter designed by the Aeronautical Development Agency. You live in Texas. Oh, it's Texas. Okay, right. You were being all fancy about your... Okay, I thought you were near New York for some reason in my mind. So I was glad we're sorting this out. Oh, you moved. Oh. Okay, right. Now I'm not going insane then. And we also have a colour request. So what we have is 800080. 800080. Oh, that's quite a bright. That's more like a magenta. But I'm going to take a guess. Texas is here. Oh, you're not working. Because I have to do this silly merge down. They changed the user interface. There was this anchor layer before. So I think this one has to be Zag. We can refine the map later if you don't quite like the position. We can deal with that at a later date. What happened? So there we are. My extremely high tech. Perfect. Okay, well, there we go. All right, so there we are. So the whole point of this was, because when Rui came, was to say it's really nice to have somebody closer for a change. Oh, we got that. We can keep that going. Let me save the map. Save as. No, I don't think it's small. Everybody's text is the same size. Maybe Rui's dot might be a bit smaller, but that was because I didn't. If I made it any bigger, you wouldn't be able to see Portugal anymore. Oh boy! If you're watching and you want to have your dot on the map, just say hi. It will be worth it. I can assure you, you will get the thrills, the such of which you've never experienced in your life before, and are unlikely to ever again. Good point. Yeah, exactly. So there we are. We couldn't really. The map needs a name. Yeah, it's called the map. I love the spread of it. Do you see? There's something artistic about it. It's like we got sort of scattered, like petals falling upon the surface of a lake. Kind of. Anyway, right, back where we were is a vector of expression items, which is going to be the oh gosh, Adam Bell. How are you doing, Adam? That's brilliant. You're in Vancouver. I think I can put the dot. Kick off World of... Oh, ho, 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 ho. Warning. Do you have any colour preference? Sorry, Garcia started this one, you know. So if you do, give me a... We could do it. We have to treat everybody the same. Give me a colour code. Or just say a colour. And I'll put your dot in. Yeah, I'm doing fine, thanks. I have been to Vancouver. I went to Vancouver once. For a day. Manchester United red. Okay, so we actually... Manchester United red. So let's see. That is probably... That? I don't know. And Vancouver. Lovely town, Vancouver. Right on the coast. And it's just been obliterated. But it's there, I believe. I don't understand that joke. Oh, or hot pink, I see. And so, right. Adam. There's Adam. We're rocking. Don't know what that means. But I heard people say it, so I say it as well. Right. Vancouver before I just don't get I'm not sure what that is about. Okay, that one flew over my head. So watches, that's the rule template, is going to be a list of expression items that make watches, and then there is also just an expression item which is action, because the way they have it right now is an expression can be a list of actions, but I didn't do that with watches for some good reasons. I mean, basically each watch rule needs to be independent. So if I do that, in order to store a rule, what else do I need? Oh, I need to know the type of the rule. And actually, I don't think I need anything else. That's it. It's a really simple class. So if we take that rule template, then what should happen is that visit add rubble expression on change, visit on add begin, add on begin. It visits the children. When it gets to here, okay, it says new rule. That's correct. Then it says add watch expression. Okay, but oh, a watch expression, but an add watch expression is this one, add watch. It's like some organization that is there to keep an eye on adverts. Add watch. Let's see what happens if I run that. Hal, run program. Doesn't like it. We got some errors. Type. Yeah, so what I need to do is make it rule type. How? Run program. Rule is not. This is true. I need to put this afterwards. La 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 la. Oh, la la la. How? Run program. Oh, it ran. And so then it adds a double expression, which is the watch expression, and I suppose I need to start creating the. Oh, that's true. Add on begin. I need to. There's a new rule. But I also need to have a new. If I follow the same sort of slightly crappy code style here, it's all prototyping. New rule. I need to do a new add rule. Or rather, let's be new rule template. Yeah. So if I go to in here, we've got this current rule as I'm parsing, but what we could also do is just have a rule template, current rule template, as I need state that's persistent across callbacks, well, rather virtual function calls. So, right. Current rule template, and then I can just say void new rule template, and then I can assert. Oh. I don't know, I'm overcomplicating it. I only ever need to use one at a time. I don't need to do anything really with that. Thinking that's pollution from object-oriented programming thinking again. It's like really, I'm overcomplicating it. Let's come back down here. I've just made one, then it has its own memory, and I don't need to use a new in there. No, we don't need any of that. It's just available already. But I may need to clear it, because what we would have then is a current rule template dot. Oh, I hate this. Another rant. I've got. The problem is the autocomplete from Visual Studio will not. Oh, it's public. It should work then. What am I missing from the past? Current rule. Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can understand. Yeah, current rule. It exists. Oh no, this is just auto completion not working. Probably because I haven't compiled that in yet. It's nonsense. If I was using Emacs, I'd be able to complete that already. Probably. Anyway, look, current rule, current template. And this is what I mean when I say that auto completion forces you to do things I have to. If I wasn't relying that, I would have remembered it. But because... Right, it was called Watches. So... Watches.clear. Yeah, that's a great question. Garcia, you're in charge of asking people where they came, how they came across my stream. You could tell I'm not in marketing, otherwise it'd be there all the time. And here's a survey. Could you just fill this in? It'll only take a few minutes, but you might have the chance to win $1 billion. It's a very small chance. Yeah, I mean, approximately 0. Eight out of 10 form fillers said that their pens preferred it. But anyway, right. So I need to clear the watches on the begin. So there is that, and then when I have an add expression, then I can do current rule template. Oh, flipping heck. Watches. You know, if autocomplete is not going to work reliably, you're better off never using it in the first place. Current rule template, watches, pushback, an expression. Oh. Oh no. I need to turn that into there's 3 types: kickoff fans, kickoff revival development streams, and Breda. You're probably right. It's harder to find me at the moment because I'm only streaming on Google, and I mean, I was getting more viewers when I was on Twitch. But frankly, what's the point? You go on Twitch. It's like there may be more people watching, but there weren't really very many more people. There wasn't much more talking going on. Well, that's a question. I played Kickoff 2 as a kid on the Amiga, and many years later I worked for a long time on a football game myself. I'd watch his dev streams while in the office. Oh. Oh, jeez. That's good, Adam. I just saw Tony's what to do. I guess it'll scroll off the screen in a minute. What have you done? So, Adam, what football game have you worked on? Just curious. You knew I was going to ask you that. So the pushback, right? No, I can't do it that way. Oh. I think I've been, yeah, right, and, yeah, Oh. Uh-huh. I'm having conversation with myself. It's in my head. What? You worked on FIFA from '08 to 20? Wow. So was I giving away secrets to the enemy? I did wonder about that at the time. I'm giving away all my secrets. Well, you know, I kind of learnt the hard way that they're going to be taken one way or the other. If I give them away, then I'm not going to get mad about it when they're stolen. Not saying that you did that, by the way, but it was. Do you know there was the story? This is a totally true story. I became things that made Dino really cynical. Here's one. I was on a business trip 15 years ago, I suppose it must have been, could have been a bit more. And I'm on a train. I receive a phone call on my phone. It doesn't happen very often. People do not call me very often. I wonder why. I probably think, who's that crazy guy on the other end of this line? I don't know. But yeah, not that usual for me to get a phone call out of the blue from someone I don't know. But this I did while I was on the train. And it was there's loot boxes on KOR? No, there's no loot boxes. No loot boxes at all. And no DLC. There's no loot boxes and no DLC. And it cost £7, £8, something like that, £7.99. And they still rip me to shreds. So you know what I ended up thinking with that? It was like, you know what? I should have put in the DLC and I should have put in the loot boxes, because it wasn't going to make a blind bit of difference. What I want to say is, it's so bad from a football perspective. If this is, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Zag, it's gone over my head again. So yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, the train. So I'm on the train, and a phone call. He's a lawyer, a solicitor. You know, as we call them in the UK, a solicitor. And this solicitor, he was saying, is this Dino Dini? I said, yes. He said, I'm representing a client who is gathering sort of information for a case relating to a oh god, you know, sorry, my brain just stalled. Relating to a patent case or something like that, intellectual property case, and it was to do with the use of a scanner or radar in a football game. The use of a radar in a football game. And they were conducting some prior sort of intellectual property, so I presume it must have been something to do with patents. Now, for those of you who paid any attention and were around on football games, it's probably fair to say that Kickoff was the first that actually had a scanner in it, where the camera was not able to see the whole pitch, and so there was a radar provided. Now it might be that people dug round and they found another the game that did that, but I wasn't aware of any at the time, and so I don't know that it's absolutely true, but clearly I was contacted because maybe their research had indicated that perhaps this was the case, and so we're wondering if you could help us with with this. So basically, help a complete stranger to me, a company that I don't know who it is. I mean, it could have been involving sensible soccer. It could have been involving FIFA. It could have been that there was my best guess as to what it was about, because they wouldn't tell me, but my best guess as to what it was about is that it was Electronic Arts filing a lawsuit against some other developer that had made a game that had a radar in it, and it's possible that could have been in the fantasies of my mind of what was going on. It could actually have been Sensible Software or Sensible Soccer. So it was probably something like that. I don't know who they were. Well, I don't know because they didn't tell me, but you could see how that could have happened. And Electronic Arts did have the habit of making out that they were the first to do things. They released a game that was a combination of football management and an action game. I can't remember what it was called, but they actually did release one that was like that, and their advertising had on it, for the first time ever, and I'm there going, really, first time ever? I did that in Player Manager, so I kind of guess it's something like that. But anyway, I'm talking to the guy and I'm thinking, well, help? Who would I be helping? I don't know. I said, well, I'm not sure about helping someone I don't know who it is. I mean, it could be I could be helping somebody to make a case that could even be used against me later. I don't know. I'm not really prepared to help unless you can tell me who they are. Well, and so, well, we left it at that. I never heard from them again. Really weird. That was perverse. And I really didn't like that. That's not pleasant. That's unpleasant. Well, to be treated as somebody who's useful to someone, but not to actually, have the decency to reveal who the hell they were. Right? So the fact that they were unwilling to probably means the most likely scenario, I've got nothing to go on, but the most likely scenario is it was a lawsuit involving Electronic Arts. Total guess. I have no evidence. But I would not be surprised if it was a lawsuit involving Electronic Arts and a competitor of mine, like maybe those guys, that's it. Really great. It's in the game. I stole the radar from Radars. Right, you did. Although technically I stole the radar from scanners. Or if you really, really, really want to be pedantic, I stole the radar from a classic video game. Which one? Because, I think it's always good to leave an air of suspense. I mean, maybe you could try and figure it out. Can you figure out which video game it was? a video game that inspired me to put a radar on oh, there were two. I thought, no, it wasn't that game. Hang on. No, it wasn't that one. I nearly got it wrong. No, it wasn't that one. It was this other game. Oh, it's very... No, it's clear. I'm going with the timing. I did kick off after I went to blah, 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 blah. Yeah, sorry. This is saying sorry to myself because you've got no idea what's going on in my head. There was a game, properly identified now, that is the one that inspired me to put a radar on kickoff. So... Anyway, let me see. So, blah 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 blah. It's in the game, absolutely. What year was that? The phone call. Oh, it was. It's difficult to place. It was before smartphones. It was while I was in the UK. It has to therefore be, and before I went. Oh. What was the trip I went on? I can put it at around 2001/2002. It must have been actually that long ago. It's when I came back from America. So it was about 2001/2002. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it would be about that. So it's actually further back in time than I initially thought, but it couldn't have really been any other time. Had to be then. Anyway, Emmanuel, hello, how you doing? Jimmy Whirlwind White. That he released. Oh, I've forgotten his name. The guy who wrote that. I haven't thought about him in ages. But he was released that at Virgin the same time I was working on football game. Virgin, Goal. There were radars on 8-bit systems. The radar itself was not existed well before kickoff. But I think the point was the radar in a football game. It was very specific. It was, maybe in a sports title. Prior art is meaningless when. Yeah. Well, I know that's the whole point. Is that it really doesn't matter what the truth is. Well, that's the world that we live in. It doesn't. The truth is a matter of opinion. And if I'm become pragmatic on that. I take the truth as being a matter of opinion, always, because that's rammed down your throat all the time. Apart from anything, if somebody is, you take that particular case, right? Somebody might have prior art, but they lose the case anyway, because they didn't have the means to defend it, and then the truth is taken to be what it is. We see many examples of this all the time. Truth is only what people believe to be true. I use that line in a song. The truth is only what we believe to be true. When you take away the plot, all that's left is you. Map time. Emmanuel, where are you? I'm not doing a lot of coding, you'll notice, but that's fine. Where are you? Which country are you? Do you want to get added to the map? We've got map. You got Garcia over there in that country, whatever it is. He's in Australia down there. And we've got Rui in Portugal. We've got Adam over in Canada, in Vancouver. And we've got Zag in Texas. So if you let me know where you are, we can add you to the map. Current rule template watches pushback. Oh, hi. Italy, do you have a preferred colour? If you have a preferred colour, get me the colour and I'll add a dot. It's more like a great splodge. They have to be fairly big to cover up the fact that there's so few, you know. But meanwhile, back here, what I need to do is it's going to construct an expression. So visit wash expression, and it just says add watch. It's misleading though. I am actually still working even when I'm distracting myself because I have to. So expression construction, that's it. Visit function name. Expression clear. Visit watch expression, add watch, clear. So yeah, I don't need to I've got it set up so I don't need to initialize the watch, the expression construction. So it's just going to build the expression when right, okay, let's confirm this. So basically what's going on here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add a different kind of expression building and remind myself of how Antler works and so on. But in fact, when it visits the children in the same way as this does, and that should construct an expression in the expression construction class. And when I get here, that expression should be ready. I'm going to check that. And it should just be okay. I shouldn't actually need to do very much. How run program. Ooh, it failed. Cannot access private thing. Add watch. Cannot access private member. That I thought it was public. Oh, that's why. Oh. And that's one of the reasons I hate IntelliSense. Maybe there's an option that you can reveal. I mean, just for the sake, we're not going to show you private stuff. I said, well, what if I'm just writing it and I have not actually, I've forgotten to put public in there. Oh, geez. Right. Anyway, white. wanted to show you. Cartellino Gaillo. I don't know why I said that in a in a Mexican accent. It's irresistible. Cartellino Gaillo. No, Cartellino Gaillo. Per te. Guarda, bianco, io non posso fare bianco. Perché, guarda, se metto bianco su bianco, non si vede niente. Ma proprio niente. Io credo che scherzi. È un scherzo, no? Devo stare attento, se no... no, è gringo, io vado lì, ma io non so... No, italiano. Non spagnolo. I think for that infraction I'll have to pick... Lo sceglio io. Tuo colore. I tell you what, how about we go with grey? I mean... I made Emmanuel laugh. That's got to be... That makes it all worthwhile. Yeah, let's go... Let's go and... So your colour will be... like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Hai ragione, sto giocando. I was correct. He was joking. As for those of you who don't speak Italian. Okay, so there we go with that. Right, which part of Italy? Or do I just... It's there. Devo... Guarda, se posso indovinare. Roma. I'm guessing it's Rome. It's because that's probably, if you have to pick a city, pick Rome. I mean, it's the most likely, isn't it? Si può correggerlo se sbaglio. Ma io devo lavorare anche, io non posso stare qui e lo giusto se c'è bisogno, ma se non c'è bisogno va bene. Allora, Emanuele, ma guarda, nome di Emanuele è un po' lungo, no? Prende proprio troppo, come si dice? Oh, Sardegna, no, Sardegna, davvero. Ah. He's from Sardinia. Okay. Lo aggiusto. Sardinia. There's not much left of Sardinia, and there isn't much left for anybody else because his name is so long. Emanuele. A map with a mission. Oh gosh, oh, very funny. Certainly, we're on form tonight, aren't we? Yes. There's Emanuele, guarda. Eccolo lì. E guarda, tante lettere. Un nome che va per, guarda, 10.000 chilometri, io credo. Mi dispiace, come si dice? Mi dispiace all'accento. I apologize for the accent. io lo sento, quando parlo lo sento e mi fa davvero, l'hai detto così. I was saying, I hear the bad accent myself, and I cringe a bit and go, did I really say it like that? Gringo. Yes. Anyway, there we are. And merge down. So, look at that. They're coming from all over the world. There is now probably getting on for 1 in a billion people on this planet. Not quite, but getting there. 1 in a billion people. That's your probability of being a human being and watching. No, let's be accurate. A human being and having watched tonight's stream and ended up on the map. You know? One in a billion. So you're very special people. If anybody has ever said anything different to that, just let me know, or let Emanuele know. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Maybe that's could be viewed as a little bit of an in-joke. But anyway, so where were we before we're doing that? I got as far. All right. Hal, run program, and it ran it, and I should be able to look at my expression construction, which has actually got a list in it with it's built the expression consisting of only a single term, which is a. So that's fine, but because it took a path in the parser that was different, I'm able to capture that differently, even though what's visited here is the same for both kinds of watch expressions. At this point, I have my add watch, which is different from a normal watch, and so after visit children, I have that, and I'm able to use it. So what I can do is say the expression construction is now finished, and I need to do something to this expression, which I can do as current rule template dot watches, which now works because it's public. Push this. Actually, believe it or not, I am making progress here. I mean, I could have been spending this time just sort of sitting there and thinking about this, right? And if I did, that would be pretty boring. So, you know, I wouldn't have reached the dizzy heights of having 5 people from all around the world. It's very interesting how we're all forming a line. I just think that this. Do you see? There's a kind of trend. There's a kind of curve that goes on here. In fact, it probably just follows the day and night cycle, I suppose. I don't know. No, who knows how? But there is this. You can see. Adam is a little bit potentially. Well, we don't know. Either Adam or Zaga is an outlier here. If we were to try and plot these on a line, you don't know which it is. Adam is very quiet for a bit, so I don't know if Adam's still here. But yes, we're all special here. That's certainly true. We're all. I sometimes feel extremely special. Why spend dozens of euros on motivational books and coaching when we can just come here and hang out? Absolutely right. That's for this. I used to take streaming seriously. Now I take it less seriously than I take life, and I really don't take life too seriously either. Oh, Adam, it wasn't a criticism at all. I was just curious. But there was one thing. that you did ask me about the year. So I said the year was probably around 2001, 2002. I don't know if that means anything to you. You know, it'd be great to get closure on this one after 19 years, you know. Closure. I can use this cap to calibrate the camera on my camera. Sorry, the colour on my camera. The blue's a bit off. So, there we are. That does seem to be agreement between the two cameras, though. It's interesting. You really found that interesting, didn't you? You really cared about that, didn't you? I can tell. Anyway... Ah. Okay, it was before your time. All right. Well, yes, it would be. I wasn't reasoning because you did give, in fact, the date. So I think, yes, it was before your time. So, what I'm going to do at this point, current rule template watches pushback. Expression construction, and then I need to get expression, so this will just add that expression, and then I can clear the construction. Nothing you see here, I'm not going to hold up anything you see here as good programming practices, by the way, because this is all prototyping. So I'm seeing things all the time. I'm thinking, well, I'd really like to sort of fix that. This particular pattern is not a good one. Where, you know, you clear it when you're finished with it. I don't like that pattern because it's kind of blurring areas of responsibility, mixing areas of responsibility, but it's the way this code base evolved. At some point, it'll all be rewritten. It's not, the code is not what the important thing here. It's the research into the language. I just say as a disclaimer there, because you know one of the problems is that it's very easy to people to criticize you. Although people have been very nice. It's amazing actually how we don't have trolls anymore. They're gone. I mean, I remember trolls all the time. I used to have battles with trolls. What I used to try and do was freak the trolls out. I'd go like full on. I'd look into their eyes and I would try to figure out their psychology. I would, you know, try to profile them. I think it was a bit hit and miss, but sometimes you get lucky. But I think they stopped, pretty much they stopped with the in-joke. If you know, if you ever see any, especially Refly, when he comes on, if you see him, and he says, "You're something by," it's actually referring to probably the last troll. There will be probably a book written at some point, The Last Troll. I just like the sound of that, The Last Troll. And so the last trolling event that I remember, there was this guy just popped up, person, I don't know, this person popped up, probably a machine, popped up and said, "You're shit, bye." And of course, as is often the case with trolls, they really don't know how to handle, they cannot handle their apostrophes. You know, so it was your YOUR shit, comma, bye, exclamation mark. And I just looked at it and I thought, so I'm going to make a joke about waiters, and the thing about waiters is that you know, the French. This is not in any way being disrespectful to the French. I actually love the French. I love the French language, and I love the French culture. and their way of talking. I think it's all, you know, it's not even talking, it's just the way they are. I think I really like it. But if you're talking about a waiter and you want to do a stereotypical waiter, it's only one that is a waiter that is sort of focused on providing a good service. And you think of the French, and so immediately the image came to mind is like, you know, ah, ha, ha, ha. Again, I don't mean, I've got into trouble once for doing that. You guys understand, this is not, if you're offended because I do ah, ha, ha, my apologies, but it doesn't work without that. We have to be so careful these days. Ah, monsieur, you're shit. It's like, here's your... And, you know, it's like, that's it. And that's where that came from. And I know it's lasted years, that. We still throw that one around. Look at that. So, yeah, if you ever see that, that's where that came from. That was the last troll. No more. Yeah, sometimes I talk about trolls and I invite them on. You know, it's like, do we have any trolls there? Anybody like to troll? I said, I miss you. That's it. It's one of those things. Maybe, you know, that's what the function that they were conducting is that, you know, they annoy you until eventually you don't get annoyed with them anymore, and even then you even secretly hope that they'll throw one in so that you can sort of put a little jab back, you know, look to be clever with it, something like that, and that's the point where they go away. It's like Nanny McPhee or something, you know. Who knows? Who knows? Are the fellow viewers all coders? No, they're pretty random. I don't actually get... I can't remember when the last time there was a coder who talked about code to me on this stream. A little while back there was a designer who popped up and tried to give me advice on how to use Unreal. And that was interesting because I knew exactly who they were. But never seen them again. So no, doesn't. Yeah, I mean, it's just pretty random. Be nice to talk about code. I went through a phase like a couple of decades ago where I was really looking at trying to get discussions going about coding. Nobody does that though. It's so difficult to get meaningful discussions about stuff. So I guess that's why I stream, because then it's just one way. You take it or leave it, you know. So yeah, there are a lot of fans. I guess that's an exaggeration, you know, as you can see. Not a lot of fans, but there are fans. And a lot of we see some people from the streams when I was doing Kickoff Revival. Anyway, but back to this, because I digress. Have I missed out I think I may have. Did we hear all the themes? I was just so busy. We're missing a theme. Whose theme? Oh, it's Tone. It's Zach's theme. Sorry, you need to remind me when I forget. How play Zach's theme? La, la, da, da, da. Yeah, that track could do with a bit of violin. I don't know. Okay, right. So that was Zag's theme. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I've added that expression and then I've cleared, and so that's fine. Then once this is finished, we on the add begin thing here. Add on begin. This is the rule for the add rule, and then there's what it adds. Current rule template, watch is clear. Visit the children. The list of watches will be added. I can verify this with breakpoint. What do I do with it when I'm done? Oh yes, I need to create a special kind of expression which is a rule template that needs to be applied, applicable rule template. Let's just verify. Right, so to make it testable, I should verify that when we get here, I actually have the watch is set. They still need to make sure that I've also I need to set the actions as well. So I'll look at that in a minute, but let's check this first. Hal, run program. Oh. Do 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 do. So I did actually have a so it was this one. Duplicate. Yes, just going to add some functions in to how. So how go to next error, which we're going to do this, and then this is going to be F4. I should do for now. Done. Hal, go to next error. Okay. So it was great seeing you, Emanuele, and sleep well. And let's make that smaller. And to help you, actually, we can use Garcia's theme to help you. Hal, plays Garcia theme. Good night. Thanks for watching. I suppose I should probably have mine point. I'm here. Do 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 do. Yeah, that's not so clear, is it? So let's have a look. La 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 la. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Dee 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 dee. Dee dee dee. There we are. Right, so what's the error? Current rule template watches pushback. What does it not like? Cannot convert argument 1 from STD error item standard allocator to const to. Oh, because it actually gets a vector of expressions. Oh yes, because it's a list expression. Well, yeah, it's a list of expressions actually. It's true. So where were we with this error? What I actually have to do is expecting at this point one watch rule. Hal, go to next error. Hal, go to next error. That was a warning. I'll take that off. Const undeclared identifier. Cont under. Hal, run program. So when we get here, what I'm hoping to see is that my current template rule has a watch, a single watch, which is A. There are no execution rules at this time. How stop program. So the next one that next thing I need to do is to get the execution actions. The actions for this rule need to be done. I have to inspect the language grammar. So a rule like an on begin, there's expressions, which is expression list, or there's add expressions. I already covered this then. Add add watches, add expressions. Already done it. So I need to find add expressions. I don't have it, so I need to add it. And so we can start with this, can visit the children, the finish, current wall watches, well, visit children I need to have, this is, none of this applies, the rule, right, yeah, oh, maybe, let's see, yeah, I need to get the right name of it, so that the name is going to be add expressions. So that's add expressions in there, and if I take this here, I need to put that in place of that. How compile program? How compile? How no, hang on, I'm there already. There's no return value, so we just did I do copy and paste it? I think I did. So where were we? How copy, how to copy, how do paste. We can take clear. How do copy, how do paste. And then we can it's going to okay, we will do yeah, because I'm building expression. It's just like so. This one is the line that will have to be different. Let's put a breakpoint here. How run program. How toggle breakpoint. Oh, I was in the right place. How toggle breakpoint. You need to check if what my expression construction has got. It's got two expressions. Oh, I thought it put them all in the actions. I thought it put them all. Yes, it does. It puts them all in one. Sorry, yeah. There is an expression which is actually two expression items. Be an increment. which is increment B from the test file here, B++. So that actually looks correct. What I need to do is add the rule, the action. So if I can go to the definition of this and then go to the definition of this, here we go, in here. What we have is the expression item. It is actually, they're both actions. It's interesting. There's no actual real difference, even though they're treated differently. So I need to have a vector, a vector of expression items. We can call this actions. Hal, restart program. And on here, this was because this should now be plural. It's funny how South America is what? Oh, it's because Hal run program. Ah, Hal, go to next error. Hal, run program. It's a console window. It just so happens to be obliterating South America. Nothing is meant by this. It's just bad luck. So there we are, and that's it. What else do I need to do? Nothing. I have my template. Oh, and which kind? That's the only thing. So when I did the add-on begin, I do need to set the current visit add-on begin. Type equals operator and a begin. No. Not that. Enum. I can't remember what it was called. Rule type begin. How do copy? How do paste? So then that should be stored. Now, I don't know, when you say copy, you can't tell whether it copied or not, so I need to just add a other sounds. Say something with text to speech. Copied. So now when I see, all I like about using HAL in this way is that I can have the kind of disposition of Dave Allen, really. I need to have a drink. But you just sort of be able to love a sort of just like, you know, I'm not really anything like Dave Allen, but it's just kind of nice being able to sort of hang back here, you know, and just go, Hal, do copy.
Copied.
I like. For the benefit of the noob, what are you building? I am building a programming language called Phi. And there is a the Phi programming language, which hasn't had a video for a while because I really don't have anything interesting enough to report on yet. The Phi programming language, and the video for the Phi programming language doesn't actually show up, so that's quite interesting. Thank you so much, AI. There is something about the Phi programming language in a unrelated video, but there, okay. If you have to not say the. So I'll post a thing on there. But I need to take a short break, so I'll tell you what, I will put on
originally
the Phi programming language trailer. I'm getting so slick here, I can hardly take it. I think the sound goes wrong. It goes off when I change scene. I need to change scene before. Well, you can confirm this. You shouldn't be able to hear me when I change scene. So I'll be back shortly, like this.
Originally, computers were conceived as calculating machines. Given a set of data and instructions, it would perform the calculation and terminate. However, the reality is that these days almost all computer programs are designed to run continuously, something that they were never originally conceived to do. I believe this to be the root cause of the issues that we face in computer science and software engineering to this day. The Phi programming language is an attempt to solve this problem by removing the issue of time. It is not a Turing machine, but you could build a Turing machine out of it. It is not a functional programming language because it embraces state. It is not an imperative programming language because you do not specify an ordered sequence of instructions. You can follow development and research into the Phi programming language here in my Phi updates.
In the beginning was the Word. And the Word was God. I was walking along and right by the stream searching. I felt like a 2-year-old urchin. Was thinking about the sun,
somewhere behind the clouds. And the trees, they all agreed with that chattering sound. I went for the stars, but I could not see any, nor the sky above, nor eternity. There were no words to spoil or taint the scene. No black, no white, no gray, nothing to be. So tell me, did he really know what he was making? And does he already know the ending? If God had a river of his own, did he learn to let go? Let it carry him down to where he needed to go. Was there anyone looking after the place where he would be? Thereafter I want to know about God and the river. Makes no sense, there can be no pretense. If you look at us, we're all like little children playing in the playground, but not so nicely. If God is our parent, then where the hell is he or she? Tell me, did she really know what she was making? And does she already know the ending?
see, that forces us now to fade it out by then.
Tinkin about God of the River. No deities were harmed in the making of this video.
Hello, Dino.
Yes, hello, hi, hello, Hal. Do it again. Yes. Anyway, right, so where was I? Thinking. That's my latest single that was released on the 1st of March. Something sticky on my water bottle. Ow!
Hello, Dino.
Yeah, hello, Hal. Ow. Note to self, don't fall up the stairs. Why does it crash at the end? Well, why indeed? I have a theory about that. No, there was something in my mind when I put that together. One of the things that you might notice in the video is how at the beginning it's very close to nature, and at the end of the video it's completely the opposite. And this is deliberate progression through. So at the end of the video, pretty much the whole of, you can read it as the whole of humanity is apocalyptic, right? There's nothing really left. You've got the guy in the mask, he's looking for water. Who knows who the woman with the red chin is? Probably just a passing alien, I suppose. I don't know. It's the way I kind of read it. These videos are not planned. They have to, in the sense that I have to make use of what footage I can find that fits. So sometimes it's a case of you throw it together and then you make the meaning out of what you can see. But sort of loosely, that's just, you know, and obviously it's a bit silly because you're dressed in a suit. There's a clip. It's on. It's all stock footage. So there's a piece of stock footage that was there, which fit perfectly for the idea of an apocalypse, of a slightly surreal apocalyptic nonsense trying to carry on as normal. But it's quite clear that society has in fact crumbled. There is that, maybe there's some pockets of something still going. So you see the dish is pointing up at the at, you know, the station there, whereas there's a woman who's looking down at the destruction of the planet, and the only thing that's left is machines. So you could say there's some inspiration from, I don't know, Battlestar Galactica, or I don't know. But we know what happens with machines, they break down. So that's why. What I like to do is pepper things with ideas that maybe you look at them and you can. There are sort of, not Easter eggs. They're kind of Easter ideas, Easter egg ideas. It's a kind of game. I'm giving that game away there a little bit of what was going on in my mind, but basically there's a reason, there's a choice, there is an idea behind every clip that in some way has a purpose. I try to make sure that there aren't really fillers, that I can justify every clip as some kind of purpose in revealing the message. But at the end, it's a bit tongue-in-cheek, and really also Simon at the end, that thing, what we decided to do was, when we were recording the track, was I just wanted the drummer to carry on playing past the end of the track, and then maybe we fade it out. So right at the end of the track, it comes down to just two instruments playing, which is the lap steel, which wasn't played by me. It was Kevin Dugdale, as a local guy. There's a story around how I met him. But anyway, that you've got that and the drums going on, and then even the lap steel stops. So I quite liked how that was coming. But so at that point, Simon is talking to Nick, the drummer. So what you're hearing is him on the talkback, talking to Nick while he's drumming. So that's totally live drumming and unedited. So what's going on is that he's saying, okay, now just sort of drop a bit out, let's take it down a little more. And he says, let's frack it up majorly, right? Which is beeped out for humour, because it's just, nobody cares. But, and so he did that crash. Then later on, I do the video that kind of fits in with that. But the bit right at the end when he says, you see, now that forces us to fade it out, I couldn't resist. Because it's like, well, yes, it forces us to fade it out, doesn't it? So I deliberately kept it in. Because I thought it was funnier to keep it in. See, it forces us to fade it out by the end. But it obviously, you're hearing it, therefore it was not faded out by the end. And that even ties into the apocalyptic thing. It's like slowly pulling away or removing every little bit. Just like the whole thing is just falling. There's less and less going on, right? Till it's just the drums, and then the drums just crash. And then you could almost. Sometimes you could almost interpret it as like, well, the voice of God is now Simon. Simon is speaking on behalf of God. Yeah, you see, it forces us to fade it out by the end. I can't help myself. It forces us now to fade it out. It's like is that something God could say? We'll just fade out the end of end of existence. Just fade out. Doesn't have to make sense, you know. Yeah, I mean, it was recorded. He recorded his own talk back. I think that's for reference. When I heard it, I said, "No, we keep that in." But that's it. It's one take, but you hear at the end there. You can hear Nick's drumming. He's a very good drummer, and it's kind of also an interesting exchange, isn't it? So in a sense, you're right. Simon does destroy, not the system, but destroys the existence, the universe. He has the power. He destroys everything in that moment. Except, of course, it's like that's the story, that he will fade out before the end. Unless he doesn't. So... right. So what I'm doing here is I got as far as this and I have added the expression. I think I'm ready with that template, the current rule template, but what do I need to do with it? Well, I need to as the type is add begin, I need to add something to this rule. Current rule dot does it need to be an expression? Let me just reappraise that, because I had in mind the idea to create an expression that was a rule. Oh yeah, and by doing that then I can trigger a rule. I can create a rule amongst other things. So yes. So what I have to do is on visit add-on begin, which I create a new rule. I need to check the... I've got to carry a few things in my head at the same time, so it's slow-ish, but I need to check something. On begin expressions, add-on begin is the on rule for add. Add-on change. And add expressions, but what do I do with the rule? I'm doing a begin rule here at the moment, so that actually doesn't have any normal rules, any watch rules. Right, that's true. It gets more complicated with the on change, where you have an on change, add a new rule that is an on change rule. So it will have added an expression, and I did that down here, add expressions, and I added on the current rule template, and it's actually here that I need to apply it to the current rule. No, that's not quite right. Oh, jeez. So the issue is that it went down the rabbit hole of let's add expressions. Yeah, and the way I designed the grammar has some conflicts in the way that I'm reasoning it. It's odd. Add on begin on change. I've really made this a completely separate kind of rule. And what this means that I shouldn't have an add rule as being part of an expression. I kept it separate, so if that's the case, then it's going to be easier for me to get. Later on I might want to change the way that works, but I think for now it's an easier path is to just keep it separate, which means that then that idea of having it as an expression type is a bad one. Alright, so we're going to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this and keep it simple. I go into here, get rid of that. HAL compile program. HAL compile. Yeah, really wasn't even using that yet. And so then that sort of makes this functionality separate from the other existing functionality, and it really doesn't affect anything too much in terms of the core of the language. It's a simpler architectural solution. I'm going to have to rebuild the architecture anyway later. So what happens is, in this model, is that everything that is required for an add rule, you can only have one rule to add per rule for now. I'm going to say on this, when this happens, add, these 3 rules just in one rule to add rules. Add 3 rules on a rule. No, you'd have to say it explicitly for now, but that I think is fine. So this means that I have a new kind of rule, which is an add rule. So when we're looking at the types of the rules, I can just, I already have an add begin rule. So I already know that it's an add begin rule, which is a rule to add a rule on a begin. So what's needed in here is I need the rule that needs to be added should be available, but only available via watch indices right now. Well, what I could do is use a similar model so that then I only need to store an index, because I have the action index. So what basically happens when the rule is triggered, it has an index into a list of all of the action lists that need to be executed. It's indicated by index. My problem I'm trying to figure out now is that I need the rule to also be able to have a rule template in it, but I really don't want to have to add the data for a rule template in the rule, otherwise all rules suddenly have that, and then that's going to be a bit expensive. But actually there's a trick I can use. I can use the action index. So if it's like a kind of weird polymorphism by index, I suppose. So basically when the type is add begin, the action has to be an add. So a rule that's an add begin can use the same action index, but instead of being an index into the actions which are run by the program, by the runtime, it's the index into a vector of templates. And this makes perfect sense. So that in fact then I can do this without even modifying rule, and then all of the templates are in one place. So this is a bit more data orientated. Okay, that feels like a good plan. So what I'm going to do is look for, the problem is it's starts to get slow for me to work through this stuff. But if I go to the rule here, where were you? So go to rule again. Thank you. You can see add watch. Oh, it just pushes the right watch indices. Watches. This is the global, well, the virtual machine list of different watches and actions. So really the simplest way I think I can do this is called rule templates, and this is a vector. What was a vector of vectors? I think this just needs to be a vector of rule templates. So HAL compile. Right. So what we're going to do right in the parsing is when I add a visit on add begin, I've created my rule template. This is now ready. So what I can do is say hang on a minute. Let's go to this definition. Yeah, so rules and add a rule.
Hello Dino.
Hi Hal. A rule template. RT from rule templates. So I'm just going to follow the same pattern. So that was down here. FI VM current rule. Hang on. Find the references for this. Right, that's you should need to do F. I'm adding to the virtual machine a current rule template. What's the index going to be for that? Oh, interesting. So let me adds the current rule. How does it know what the index was? How do I coordinate the index? It's reaching the point where I'm going to have to start refactoring. I was hoping to at least get over this little hump before I have to refactor, but it's beginning to annoy me. Current rule, watch type clear, blah blah blah. Oh, there it is. That's how it did it. It says add the action. It pushes back, and then it gets. All right. So what about these ads? Oh, because it's just a list of rules. It's a different thing entirely. I'm using the wrong thing. Yeah, there's add action, add watch. Okay, so if I follow the pattern, I need to do add rule template. Follow the same pattern, but it's get current because it's got to come from the particular context. So it's get current current rule templates. Rule templates. Okay, that's fine. This was neither here nor there. And down here, I need to add a rule template, which is similar to add action. Get current rule templates, push back the expression, but in this case I don't push back the expression, I push back the current rule template. I get the index and current rule, add action. If I go to the definition of that, I can see it's just the action index, and that's exactly what I wanted. So in fact that doesn't really change. So this is all I need for the rule template, and it's like HAL compile. HAL go to next error. How compile? How go to next error? How compile? How go to next error? Yeah, that was no longer applicable. What I have to say here is I need to simply add add rule template. How compile? How run program? No errors. So at this point, when the rule is run, I don't know, does it run the rule yet? Add on begin on change A B++. When the program starts, add a rule that when A changes, increment B. This is all to do with being able to make the program able to add rules. In other words, be able to modify the code. It's something that's necessary in order to be able to implement rules that are applicable for an object which is created. It's a very important feature, otherwise I can't have something that vaguely looks like a constructor. Add on begin on change A. Okay. So in the execution, there will be the point where it triggers this and needs to execute this rule. Now, the fact that it doesn't give an error means that it must have executed something. It's an add begin rule, and it's not used anywhere. So add begin rule. Is there something that switches on one of these? Let's have a look at all references to this. And there's one in a case statement, which is what I was looking for. So this never gets called. Execute dependent rules. How to run program. So There are no current rules. Yeah, because it didn't get added to. Right. Okay. No, we're okay. But the problem is it didn't actually add the add rule. So visit on add begin, new rule, type add begin. I did not so when I say add action, yeah, I haven't implemented that. Instead of add action, I use add rule template. Does the rule get added? It must surely. On visit on begin. The on begin action is added. For the current rule. Maybe it didn't have the action. Finished. Evaluate begin. Ah, got that. It only evaluates begin rules in the evaluate begin section. It scans through all the rules looking for all the begin rules. It ignores ones that are not begin rules, so of course it didn't pick up the other type of begin rule. We've got two separate. Actually, to be more, what I could do is just keep it separate. So evaluate add begin, and so this needs to look for any rule which is an add begin rule, creates a list of them, and then it evaluates them. It creates a list of all the rules that need to be evaluated, then it evaluates them, so that's fine. Run that. I'm hoping for it to assert. No. Well, no, because I'm not calling that function yet. It isn't going to assert if I haven't sold classic. You set this up and you don't. It's not been called. Let's have a look for the references to this one. Find all references. And the reference. So we have to execute with tick. Execute. Um, I'm hoping for it to assert. No, it does not assert. I should have asserted. Let's have a look. If I put a breakpoint here. I'll step into the function and we're going through and looking, and in fact there are no current rules. So the rule, to add a rule, has not been added. Yeah, it assigns the current rule type. Time for the children. That's where the action gets added. Where does it add the rule? That's a weird one. Crooner-esque. It's if by that you mean it's old, it's actually singing as opposed to the modern thing, which is where everything's auto-tuned. I don't use auto-tune. All the little subtle inflections in the voice, in the singing, they're lost. I'm thinking about God and the river. Blue note. Yeah, you can thinking about God and the river. Yeah. Thinking about God and the river. Rain, river. Thinking about God and the river. You can't do auto-tune. Gets rid of all of the inflections, all of the little subtleties. That's one of my favourite things. Is that blue note. You do that in guitar solos. It's like. She gets too hungry for dinner at 8. She loves the theatre, but she never comes late. She'll never bother with anyone she'd hate. You have to make sure you start in the right key, otherwise it gets too low. Won't go to crap games. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, that crooner thing, that's just, that was singing. Whatever time music's smoothed away all the humanity. It's a way of looking at it. Same thing goes with rhythm. As opposed to it's the fun. You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun with music. That's why they say, you know, it's in the words. Music is played. We play it. We don't work it. I'm just going to work some music here. Yes, it's time to work the music. Is there any songs you'd like me to work? You know, I don't know. What's confusing me at the moment is I don't know how the rule is added. It's like the on. Well, let's find. Tell you what, we could find out by looking at an on begin. Doesn't call that one. Let me just try, and because this is yeah, you know what, let's just review what goes on with a normal rule as opposed to these damn rules that add rules. This says from the beginning of the program, when you know, as soon as when the program starts, this rule already exists, and it says when the program starts, increment B every time A changes. It doesn't like that. Oh, right. Yeah. Because I've on begin. Actually, that says on when the program begins, increment B. Blah 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 blah. Right, so this visited on begin. I just want to see how the rule gets added. Jump around all over the place. Yeah, Antler's very object orientated, so it's pretty difficult to follow. the execution path. Oh, and I just missed it. What did I just see? Oh, hang on. I can see it on the stack. That's what I was looking for. It's working through the different expressions. Visit children. Visit variable. Flipping heck, what a palaver. I added an identifier to the expression. So it continues. It's debugging that chain. That's why you end up having to sort of do logs. Out of the right, it just keeps going on and on and on. It's got the wrong. You couldn't really turn it into a croonery jazz tune. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Mark. Why we get paid the big bucks? Yes. There's a lot of thinking in here, but I'm battling against the poor architecture. How are you doing, mate? Hal, play Mark theme. You haven't been here then since probably it was yesterday or the day before. I can't remember when I did it. I had fixed Hal by connecting Hal's ears to the same microphone that I use for the broadcast. My microphone's a bit quiet, I observe. That should be a bit better. And works flawlessly now. So I think the problem was the quality of the... Well, I used different microphones, but there were still those little condenser microphones. This is a high quality microphone going into a whole like recording. Yeah, he hasn't put a foot wrong. You know. Hello, Hal.
Hello, Dino.
Just use boost.
Boost, boost, boost.
And so it's so reliable now. I've added a bunch of commands. Like for example, Hal stop program. Hardly ever goes wrong. So quite happy about that. Much more useful. So I still have absolutely no idea where the rule gets added. You see, there's this thing, add current rule. Let's see if that gets where that gets called. Go to the definition. Does this ever get called? Watch. How toggle breakpoint. 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 That's actually pretty amazing. How toggle breakpoint. If you're wondering what's going on here, just that little red dot. You see. How toggle breakpoint. Just. So I should have fixed the microphone ages ago. How toggle breakpoint. How restart program. Map with a mission. Ah, yes, Mark. Where are you located? Is it New York? I can't remember. And you can pick your colour as well. Just give me a hex code or colour. How continue program. Yeah, this rule was added and we can see what the rule is. It's a begin rule. Oh great, well there we are. Now I'll find it from the stack. Washington or West Coast. So would that be is that about here? Teal. I'll have to look that up. What is the colour code for teal? Is that kind of a green, a dark green colour, is it? I don't know. Oh yeah, but Adam is in Vancouver, so you're actually pretty close. To Adam then. Yeah, so Yeah, Adam is in Canada. But I thought you meant... Yeah, you're below Adam, yeah. But you were actually above Adam's text. Teal. Oh, there we go. Now that's very interesting, because a little factoid here, little arbitrary trivia for comparing things, is that Zag really liked the colour 800080, which gives that kind of purpley colour. And then just so happens you like teal, Adam, which gives you colour 008080. So it's actually quite nice 8080, because that's like a very early microprocessor. Was the 8080. Ha! How delightful. How delightful.
Copied.
Okay, Hal thought I asked. I wasn't. I was doing a Shere Khan impression, Hal. Bit eager there. Right, let's make this teal. So really, teal is a kind of dark cyan. Dark cyan. Oh. Ah. Yeah, that is the colour I was thinking of, teal. Very good. What is the deal with teal? .8080 is the port you use for your local web development. Yeah, very good. And it's also your favourite colour. So everything coming together really nicely there. So this is tonight's map. See? I did say that there's this look, there is the line. The Dini stream curve. You see how it goes. It's like, except Zag doesn't quite fit in. He used to, because I believe Zag used to be sort of around here. So you've fallen off the line, Zag. We're going to have to make a very complicated function to include everybody. I mean, maybe we go another order. Oh, it could be a third order. It could be a third order equation. Let's have a look if we can make the third order equation. Like something like this. And then up like that. So if this is correct, we can... There needs to be someone in Florida is going to be showing themselves. That's my prediction from this curve. And this was influenced by Zag, you see. Like that. It's really nice. Yeah, science. Of course, there's one thing that we need to wonder about, is why is it that I am not on the teal line? In fact, we could call this the teal line. And we're going to have to protect the teal line, because we don't want anybody to steal the teal. It's late. I should be going to bed. The thin teal line. The thin teal line. Yeah, it just gets worse and worse, doesn't it? Yes. Well, I finally got my thing over here. It's on Visit on Rule, and this is where it adds the rule on there. I think that's enough. I'm going to have to wind it up. I can just program, but you do realise I keep the fuel going by speaking in silly voices, not tongues, but voices, silly voices, and a lot of ranting, really, and that's how I keep going. So there we go. We shall code name this particular stream "Steal the Teal." But since I seem to be stuck right now and speaking in a very strange voice, it's a sign that I should go to bed. I can appreciate that. And I remember when I had to do things like that. You don't rant while you program. How can you call it programming then? My heart bleeds for you. Am I a machine? That's the whole point, though. I'm not a machine, am I? I'm not a machine. I'm not an android. I'm not a Cylon. We're watching Battlestar Galactica again. Fantastic series. But I didn't get that far again, but I had fun. What shall we put on now? If I look at my channel and I look at my videos, and what haven't we had for at least a while? Look, here's the original God and the River concept. I uploaded that as private, but I uploaded it on the 19th of August 2019. Took a year and a half to get it out. Oh, let's have this one. Why not? This will also be featuring as a since 19 maybe I don't know, but this is without beard. This is also going to be one of the singles coming out sometime soon. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. I shall leave you with this strange person here, whoever he is. Take care, everyone. Can't believe what I just did. I just clicked on the OBS little play icon when I switched the scene. That really you know, jeez. Let me try that again. Oh man.
The other day, when the day slipped away, and I chased the dream, and I went round the bend, And I ended up right here again, trying to plant the tree. A strange old man confronted me.
When it grows tall, something might fall, and you'll be the blame for it all.
But I'm trying to find me a place where I can be. I'm trying to find my way home. Everybody here, you're on your own. Knows which way to go, right or left, high or low. Who wrote these signs? Who marked that trail? Where is the cross? Where is the nail? Well, that dream, for heaven's sake, turned out everyone was on the take. They chopped it down before it could grow. Now what I'll do, I just don't know. 'Cause I'm trying to find me a place where I can be. I'm trying to find my way home. Everybody here, you're on your own. Well, I look up to the sky, empty shell, asking why. But it's just rain and not my tears that I've cried through the years. There are many points of view. Which one you choose, that's up to you. But when you're all following a line, I'm gonna ask, are you a friend of mine? 'Cause I'm trying to find me some place where I can be. I'm trying to find my way home. Everybody here, you're on your own. I'm trying to find a place where I can be. I'm trying to find my way home. Everybody here, you're on your own. Everyone here, you're on your own. Everybody